would like to put in 2 points here, Brigadier Dhiman.
Yes, sir, please.
I would like to put in 2 points here, if I'm allowed to.
Yes, yes.
One point is that many Rohingyas are now converting to Christianity, not in huge big numbers, to somehow defeat the Citizen Amendment Act, because Christians outside get an automatic citizenship. So one has to watch that many Rohingyas in Delhi, some cases have been reported, who are converting to Christianity to defeat the CA. The second thing which has to be taken note is that if we were to allow, I'm myself from a minority religion. I'm a Sikh whose family came from Pakistan. The problem in Pakistan is that even Shias are being targeted. Even Ahmadiyas are being targeted. Even certain sect of Ismaili Bohras are being targeted. So if you start giving automatic sort of citizenship to Islam, then there will be a flood. You wouldn't know how to stop it. So case to case basis, we will have to do, because Shia persecution is a very serious problem in Pakistan. And even certain Sufis are killed. So we'll have to do it case to case and on merit, please.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes,
I
that's
see
correct.
Colonel Malhotra itching to ask questions. Before I request Professor Suresh Chandra to come in, please. Colonel Malhotra, please go ahead.
My point is that where does the buck stop for the Jammu population? That is, the Rohingyas are basically settled in Jammu. Now, it's basically Jammu population as such, which has to rise in unison. So Mr. Ankur Sharma was saying that it's basically a state-sponsored, mechanism whereby a Islamization of Himalayas is taking place. Agreed. I fully agree to that, the contention of Mr. Ankur Sharma. But point is, who's elected this state? It's basically the people's representatives. The people. What are the people of Jammu doing? Why can't they rise in unison? The population of Jammu, I'm not trying to tell that people of Jammu, they should take up law in their own hands, but until a groundswell of support, the entire Jammu province rises as one man, Rohingyas will not go from this. I mean, we got dime a dozen cases in India where we have come to know that when the local population, they rose as one, then that problem was basically eradicated. So my point is, why are the local population of Jammu, so-called DOGRAS, as General Jamal also brought out, why are they keeping mute? Why are they not rising in unison? My point is that if you look at it, it's a very famous book written by Mr. R.K. Ori, The Long March of Islam. Being an army officer, I am basically, for me, all religions are equal. But question is, if you read that book by Mr. R.K. Ori, the foreword of which is written by ex-DGP KPS Gill, he's written in that very book that in any area, the moment Muslim population comes at par with the majority, say about 50%, sectarian strife starts off. He's given a very good example of Lebanon. He's given an example of Lebanon, Mr. R.K. Ori, that he told that Lebanon way back in 20s was a typical Christian-dominated country. But after Second World War, the moment this Palestinians started having influx into Lebanon, the entire demographic profile of Lebanon changed. And by 50s, by late 40s and 50s, the population of Christian versus Muslim was roughly about 51 or 49%. That's the time sectarian strife started. And that sectarian strife is still now the norm. Similar situation, Jammu is going to follow. As of now, Jammu has got a population of roughly about 19-20 lakhs, about 66% populations of Hindus, and about 30-31 populations basically of Muslims. On top of it, we got Rohingyas, we got Bangladeshis. So we are fast accelerating to that very stage where we may come to a stage where we are heading towards the sectarian strife. My point is that if that be the case, what is the local population of Jammu doing?
Yeah, Satish, you're right. Not only Lebanon, even Syria is the same case. Let advocate.
Bengal also. Bengal, the demographic
change is
happening.
Ankur Sharma is very specific. My point to Mr. Ankur Sharma is very specific. Okay, we are having this discussion and webinar exactly. But point is, when do we take this webinar from drawing room to the streets?
The last 70 years of policy of the state of India as far as state of J&K is concerned is the following. it has to hand over power to the valley politicians, to the political parties of the valley, and the position of Jammu would be second class, hostage, colonized. No, I'm coming. I would be answering that, but I have to give a little background as to how ये बेबसी का आलम कैसे बना, जिसको हम अपने सेवियर्स समझते हैं, उन्होंने ही हमें होस्टेज कैसे रखा है.
मिस्टर अंकुर शर्मा, वो बेबसी का आलम हमको तोड़ना है, वो टूटेगा कब?
उससे पहले रिकॉग्नाइज करना है कि एनिमी कौन है.
Recognize everybody is aware of that. Everybody is aware of that. Point is that everybody is looking. See, my point is that everybody is thinking same. It means nobody is thinking alike. Nobody is thinking much. Everybody is basically looking towards each other. He is going to pick up the cudgels on my behalf. Why should I look towards him to pick up the cudgels on his behalf? Why can't I pick up the cudgels on myself? Point is that if this mentality doesn't creep into the local population of Jammu, I am very sorry. We'll confine ourselves to this discussion only because the proof of pudding is in eating. How do you convert this webinar into actual action? Point is that
actual action is fighting against an act which was unleashed against Jammu. We fought against that. Now, as far as making it a public movement is concerned, there are so many things which have to happen. First of all, you have to have identification of the real enemy. I am saying that it is the Indian state which has kept us hostage in the hands of Islamists. If you see the Indian state policy paradigm on J&K, no, I am coming to that. मैं सिर्फ एक बैकग्राउंड दे रहा हूं. बेसिकली आप जो बात कह रहे हैं, दैट इज लाइक इंटरनलाइजिंग द एंटायर प्रॉब्लम. और जब आप सारी प्रॉब्लम को सेल्फ ब्लेम के जरिए कि लोग कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं इंटरनलाइज कर देते हैं, देन यू आर नॉट एबल टू एक्सटर्नलाइज एंड सी द बिगर एनिमी. एंड अंटिल एंड अनलेस यू रियलाइज कि बड़ी प्रॉब्लम कहां पे है, यू कैन नॉट फाइट इट. और आपस में ये सब चीजें होती रहती हैं. समबडी क्रिएट्स अ कंफ्यूजन, एवरीथिंग फिजल्स आउट. मैं आपको ये कह रहा हूं कि वी आर वर्किंग. मैंने आपको शुरू में ये कहा कि 200-250 से ज्यादा पब्लिक मीटिंग्स और तरह तरह की चीजें लोगों में अवेयरनेस फैलाने की दिशा में की जा चुकी हैं, हो रही हैं. पीपल आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट. अच्छा, 2014 में पॉलिटिकल फॉर्म में कंसोलिडेटेड एक्सप्रेशन एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को दिया गया, लोगों ने कोशिश की. एब्सोल्युटली. उसके बाद वो जो एक व्हीकल क्रिएट हो रहा था लोगों के दिमाग में कि ये व्हीकल हमें इस गुलामी से बाहर निकालेगा, अल्टीमेटली दिल्ली ने उसको उठा के महबूबा मुफ्ती की गोद में सौंप दिया, फिर से होस्टेज रख. मैं ये कह रहा हूं, I am trying to distinguish only one thing, that let us first of all, जो भी enslaved कौमें होती हैं, पिछले 70 साल से हम गुलामी जो फेस कर रहे हैं, एक नॉर्मल टेंडेंसी होती है सेल्फ ब्लेम कि आप ये कहते हैं कि अपनी इस दुर्दशा के कारण के जिम्मेवार हम खुद ही हैं. That is a very dangerous thing to happen.
my point, Mr. Sharma, is like, you see, for DOGRAS, one should understand they got a ready reckoner in front of them. The example of Kashmiri the Singh Pandits, they know that there's nothing stopping for the same fate of Kashmiri Pandits befalling on them unless they get their act together.
Right.
So when are they going to get their act together? Point is that.
Absolutely.
The point is that
We are working.
It'll be too late. It'll be too little and too less.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Please like and subscribe.